Hi everyone, how are you doing? My name is Aditi and I'm so happy to see you after such a long time. I had taken a break off YouTube. I was enrolled in a couple of new courses. I wanted to challenge myself because, if I don't challenge myself, then how will I come up with new things and how will I share new things with you all? And I felt that, it is that time of my career when I really need to upskill. And I also took up some new exciting projects which are still a lot in progress. And when the time is right, I'll tell you everything about it. Okay, so don't go anywhere and stay tuned. I promise you those projects will be very helpful to you. Okay, so for everybody who's watching me for the first time, my name is Aditi, like I told you, and I am a professional designer. And in this video, we are going to talk about semester jewelry. Oh my God, it's that time of the year that you just want to get done with it. You get sleepless nights and cold hands and cold feet, and I mean, it's not a pretty sight, but you don't have an option, right? You do have to get through it. So what are the couple of things that you can keep in mind and ease your experience and just reduce the drama, So I'm going to tell you all of that in this video. For everybody who does not know what a semester jewelry is, let me just give you a quick background so that you know what we're discussing. When you're in school, you have a syllabus. You have a book, you memorize your syllabus, you write your exams, and that's how you get promoted to the next class. Correct? It's a very simple, straightforward method. In a design school, things are completely different. A design school typically follows a semester system, which means every year there are 2 semesters. Every semester lasts for about 5 to 6 months. You get a couple of projects, assignments that you work on, and then at the end of your 5-6 months, you have to present all of your progress, all of your models, all of your prototypes, your sketches on a table and a softboard at the back, and then you have to present your work to a panel of judges, and these judges are your college super senior professors. Sometimes you also have a visiting faculty. Sometimes some professors ask you anything under the sun which is faintly related to your projects, and you have to be able to answer that. If you can't, then things get uncomfortable because, a jury does not happen in a enclosed environment. It's like in a public space. So literally anybody can walk in, and with those eyes on you, you have to be able to answer complicated questions. Now, only if your professors and your faculty is convinced that you're going in the right direction and you're sincere about your work, that's how you get promoted to the next semester. If they're doubtful, they're not sure, or your work is not up to the mark, you might also need to repeat the semester. And this is why the 20-30 minutes of your presentation is a very crucial time period where you really have to give your best shot. Once you become seasoned in your college and you progress through your senior semesters, you realize that this semester jewelry is not like an impossible nut to crack. You just need to strategically plan things and you're all covered. You don't have to worry about it much. What are those things? This is what I'm going to tell you in this video, so make sure to watch these pointers very carefully. Let's say your jewelry is scheduled to take place on the 10th of December. So in your mind, you tell yourself that my aim is going to be the 5th or the 6th of December, no later than that. You should prepone the date in your mind. I can't tell you how helpful this technique is because when you're working on your design projects, most of your assignments are technology dependent. And you know how technology is, right? Sometimes your laptop does not work, your files crash, your sketches get lost, or your files get corrupt. Sometimes also you might fall sick, or you might have some last moment priority. I mean, things is just so unpredictable, right? So it's always good to save yourself from that anxiety, last moment anxiety, if you have allowed yourself some time to relax, some buffer time to fix last moment glitches. Also, when you're working on these really long, tedious projects, some like 2 months, 3 months long, you want to make sure that you preserve all of your progress. Obviously, you did not land up to your final model, your final idea in the first or the second attempt. It took you maybe 10 attempts or 15 attempts or 20 attempts. So you want to make sure that you have preserved all of this progress in a file. Sometimes if a professor asks you, what was your design process like? You should have a story to narrate. Rather than just saying, this is my final model and I enjoyed the process and this is my theme. that will not convince your judges so much. It is always good to tell them that this was your learning journey. This was my first attempt, and then, sir or ma'am, this is how I progressed to the 15th attempt. This was my 20th attempt, and now this model that you see here is my 25th attempt. When you're working on a project that you're very passionate about, and if you're a talkative person like me, the joy of sharing every minor detail, I can totally understand. But we have to remember that less is more, especially in your jury presentations. If you have 20 minutes and you have, let's say, about 5 projects to cover, you can't be devoting more than 4 or 5 minutes to one project. And that means you have to plan in your mind what is the next thing you're going to talk about. You need to be clear about your pointers. So you can either rehearse your presentation before, or you can write the pointers on your diary or something. So you're ensured that you're not, dragging your presentation, and you're not making it very monotonous for your panel members, because your judges deal with like 15-20 students a day. That's a very nominal number. And imagine listening to presentations from morning till evening. It will make you really saturated. So the more short and crisp you are, the more likable you are to your panel members. Now I'm going to tell you something that is so crucial. You have to remember that every single word, every single thing that you utter in your presentation could be a potential topic of discussion or questions. So you have to only select projects that you're very confident about. But the rule of a jury presentation is that you have to talk about all your assignments. Good, bad, not so good. You have to cover everything. The secret is that you start strong and you end strong. Let's say you have 3 projects that you worked on. 1 project you liked, 1 project you hated, and 1 project you were very happy with. So you start on a very good note. You start with the project that you're very confident about. So when your panel members will ask you a question, you're most likely going to be able to answer it, and that will set a very good impression on your judges that you know what you're doing. And when your judges are in that good mood, you quickly brush over that topic that you're not very confident of. And then when the time is right, you quickly escalate to the next project that you're fairly comfortable in. So your start is strong, your end is strong, and there is very little room for your panel members to ask you questions that you might not be able to answer. I'm sure you've heard this a million times, that you should work hard, you should give it your best shot, but what most people don't tell us is that when you're just about to submit, or you're just about to go for your presentation, it's time that you detach yourself. And every student, every designer realizes this over time, but if you can practice this from day one, nothing like it. You'll save yourself from that drama. I'm sure whichever college you go to, there would be at least one professor who'd be like a walking, talking encyclopedia, who'd always want to help you. But unfortunately, not every smart professor is blessed with the art of conversing politely. So they might want to help you, but their harsh words might not be perceived very well in the first attempt. Whatever they say to you, just humbly write it down in your notebook. Sometimes those harsh words have a very deep meaning behind it. And it takes us a few years of maturity to realize what exactly they were trying to say. So you need to allow yourself to detach from your work. When you're receptive as a student, it not just broadens your outlook, but it also makes you appear very humble. I hope this video was helpful to you in some way. I wish you all the very best for your semester jury. Give it your best shot, and only the best will happen to you. Do let me know in the comment section how was your experience, and also if you have any other topic suggestions for me, you can post all of that in the comments, and I will try my best to get back as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching, and have a fabulous day ahead. I'll see you all very soon. And now when I say very soon, I genuinely mean very soon.